And when we think about our next career move, many of us might be feeling a little confused because we've outsourced or tried to crowdsource what we should do. We have so many opinions and options, and I've talked with a lot of you who feel like there's just so many choices to make that it's almost paralyzing. You're looking at job boards or scrolling, you're trying to find that special unicorn of a position that checks all the boxes that you're looking for. But at times you might be pivoting what you're looking for to what you think others think you should be looking for. What I mean by that is that at some point, your career might have stopped being your decision and has turned into this group crowdsourcing project. I see a lot of folks asking for advice about what they should do in their career. And I love the brainstorming. I love the collaboration, the ideas that come out of that. And mentorship and guidance and collaboration and community are something that I'm all about. But when it comes to what you really want in your career, you feel stuck because you haven't actually listened to your own voice. So stick with me if this resonates with you, because I want to dig in to what I see all the time and what I have conversations about with folks. I'm a pharmacist by background, and a lot of healthcare professionals have a lot of the same thoughts and feelings and context that they bring to everything that they do. We are very thoughtful individuals. We are meticulous. We are careful. We are dedicated to everything that we do. And we care a lot about getting it right? We care a lot about what that next move is and knowing that it's the right one for us, knowing that it will not only be fulfilling, but it will also fit in with the other areas of our life. So we do a lot of crowdsourcing, right? We ask our mentors, we ask our friends in our friend chat, our group chat, we ask our colleagues around. We might make a post, on social media to see what other people think about the decisions that we're trying to make. But the challenge with that is that you get so much varied information in that process. So you get 5 different answers to the same question that you've been asking. And as you get more answers and none of them feel quite right to you, you keep asking until you continue down this rabbit hole of gathering more information, having that paralysis analysis, and also just having an overwhelm of info to sort through and figure out what's just noise, what is chatter, what is actually aligned with what I want. And although this feels like the thing that we should be doing, it's actually the exact thing that's keeping you stuck where you are. And I want to share that insight and question with you this morning about, when we think about our next career move, I wonder how many people are involved in this decision. There are individuals who need to be involved in this decision, right? A lot of us have other important individuals in our life, and in their relationships that you have with those individuals and in your own inner voice, there's a lot of wisdom there. But when you think about your next step, I want to share what it's costing you to keep waiting for the right piece of information to come to you. When we have that much information at our disposal and we keep gathering it up and we keep thinking and waiting and wondering if the next step is going to be a situation where it seemed the grass was greener and then we make that move and it's not the right one or it doesn't fit us like we wanted, we start second guessing ourselves. We start thinking, well, can I actually make this move? Can I do this without meeting 100% of the job description that I see? Because it sounds like something I really want, but I'm counting myself out. Or it sounds 80% good and I don't know about the rest of the 20%. So is it really better than what I have now? And at times, even if you get that clarity about what you're really looking for, you talk yourself out of what you really want because it doesn't sound like a reasonable thing to make that transition. So, in the process of talking yourself out of a transition that you actually do want, because you're like, oh, well, I don't meet the criteria, or that doesn't seem possible, or I've boxed myself into the traditional, step by step path that I've been conditioned to believe is the only path, then you will drift back into safety and you will say, okay, I'm just going to stay where I'm at. Becomes more clear. Everything becomes more clear. So when we're asking other people, what should I do in any given situation? I also want you to ask yourself a few important questions. Number one, what am I leaning into? What am I feeling energized by? What lights me up in my current role? If not in my current role, what lights me up? If I had some downtime at work, what would I work on? If I have hobbies, what are those? What am I doing outside of work? What are those things that I feel a pull towards? And that feeling of being pulled towards something is such a great indicator of where we need to go. Such a great indicator. And I'd also love you to think about, if you only asked yourself what you really wanted, if you were the only one weighing into this next decision, what would you do next? If you were the only person that you had to ask for advice, what would you do next? I want to sit here for a minute, and if you need to pause this video, if you're watching on the replay, I'd love to hear your thoughts or what comes up for you here. And when you have that sense of inner knowing that you hear from yourself what you really want, I want you to write it down. I want you to tell someone about it. I want you to be very intentional about sharing this vision with at least one other person. And that could be me, that could be someone in your world. But share with them. Share with them what you already know, and then ask for their input. Here's what I'm leaning into. Here's what I'm feeling energized by. Here's what I'm thinking about my next step. And then say, what am I not considering? What are the things I should be thinking about? So that you lean into your inner knowing first, and then you incorporate the info, the advice, the opinions of others as you see fit. But your true north, your guiding star about where you are going and